me scoot it back.
Yeah.
There.
Okay, that's good. Can you see?
Yes.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hope everybody's doing well. This is Shelly, and this is
Austin.
not Powers, but he does have powers. That's what I call you always. Austin Powers. This is my Austin Powers. But we're so happy to be back, you guys. We're here together. We might be in a public place. It might get a little noisy, itty bitty. If we do and you can't hear us, please let us know in the comments down below. In the meantime, I'm gonna wait for everybody to get in the chat, and then I'll give you guys about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, we're just gonna get all of our stuff ready. We might be chatting among ourselves. We're gonna get our coffee. You guys sit down, relax too. We're just gonna get set up, and I cannot wait. Okay, so I'm seeing people here posting from my. Okay, so they are live. There you go. And so yeah, I am excited to. I think we have someone in the chat already. Let's see who's here. Top chat. We have Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I'm here and excited for this live. Oh my God, she says. Yeah. Say hi to Sarah.
Hello.
Hello. Again, I lost my voice. My voice is the same. Yeah, I've just been excited all week, so screaming on top of my lungs again. But I'm gonna give the floor to Austin, who is gonna help me. We're just gonna complete each other during this live, but it is mainly Austin today. So we're gonna talk about some interesting things, but I'm just gonna wait for everybody to come in. I have someone else here, Sinray. Yay! Hi, Shelly and Austin.
Hello.
Hello. I like how you say hello. You're missing your hands like this. Mama say hello. Hello. Hi, you both. Love you so much. Aw, thank you, Sarah. We love you too. They have been asking me, okay, nonstop. Is he coming this weekend? Is he coming this weekend? They really enjoyed your company. By the way, did you bring your cards for the future? I didn't bring my cards this time.
I think I.
Sorry. I didn't bring my cards. I think we're gonna back it up a little more so we can fit in the frame. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Are you so excited that he's here?
No, I did not bring my cards today, apparently.
So you were telling me that you saw my energy or my light at what? Because we just texted this morning. We didn't talk on the phone, and he could already perceive me. Wait, let me go down maybe. There you go. Much better.
Yeah.
Right, isn't it better?
Yes, it is much better.
And then he was saying how he could actually see me. Wait, you could see my light, right?
Uh-huh.
Because he can see people's aura and he can read people's light from far away. Lori's here. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
So nice to see you. I literally advertised this last minute because I wanted a confirmation and I wanted to be sure. And then when I got Austin's confirmation, I'm like, all right, it's going to be plastered. He's coming. We're available. We're going to meet up. I'm so excited. So we're in a public place, obviously. So it might get a little loud. So I was saying to everybody, whoever's just joining us now, if it gets loud and you can't hear us, please let me know. Okay, so we're going to get the phone maybe a little bit closer so that you guys can hear. So how can you tell my aura, and what does that tell you? Does that tell you if I'm in a good mood, bad mood, or like what?
Okay.
Why did you even do that on me? He does things on me. I don't even know. I'm not even aware.
So,
I'm not even aware.
everybody can hear me okay?
You can ask them to give you a thumbs up. You talk more light than I do. Like you're more on the lighter.
Can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes, give them a second. All right, guys, give us a thumbs up if you can hear him. Because he tends to be more quiet than I am. I'm more of a little higher pitch, like, oh. Okay, Maria says yes. That's
Awesome.
one person.
Okay.
Hopefully everyone else too. You want to wait for everyone else? Okay, Lori says yes. I'm guessing it's a yes. Okay, we got a thumbs up.
Okay.
Oh, that's Maria again. Sarah says yes. Okay, good.
Awesome. Okay. So when we look at a person's frequency, which is when I take and I do a reading on somebody, I can tap into their frequency and it'll tell me a lot about what's going on with that person. So if a person is angry, they will have a different frequency than if they're calm. So in my work, I discovered that the physical body was affected by 8 different emotions. And those different emotions either have a positive or negative effect. So if somebody is vibrating in a state of anger, which means that you're irritated by everything and you take and will get more reactions from people in irritation or anger or its various different forms. When you release this and let it go and you stop vibrating in this anger, you start to vibrate in its opposite, which is calmness. And this would be 1. So that would be one aspect of where if I were to look at someone's person and see their frequency in my mind, I'm going to see a white in the place of where normally red or darkness would be sitting within my mind's eye for that person's energy center.
So you saw white in me. Did you
Correct.
see white? And then there was different degrees of white.
Correct.
Okay, so explain to me how that works. And now that's probably not what we're going to talk about today. I'm just waiting for everybody to get in the chat. So I don't want to overwhelm you with information because he's a wealth of information. And if we get him started. But in the meantime, while everybody's coming in, we were just talking and he was telling me how he saw white around me. And then he was telling me to what degree of white he was seeing. So what degree did you see?
So when I take and
I'm gonna put you here.
Yep. When I look at an individual, they're going to have, so as I'm looking at her in my mind, I can see the lower part of her body has a lot of white in it. The middle part has a little bit of dimness to it. And then the upper around her throat has a little bit of dimness to it. That's why she is having a little bit of speaking where her voice is not as articulate as it normally would be.
Yeah.
And when we look at it where we have the energy and then you have the dysfunction, then you have a result. And if we take that energy and correct it, then now you have no longer the dysfunction and the speaking comes out easier. I used to be extremely hard to hear, extremely. And when I fixed this energy center, now I could be heard. And it's actually fascinating when you go and look at this muscle line here and here on someone when they have negative energy or covering up the light within this area, it's going to be all inflamed. And you're not going to be able to see the lines of the muscle very well.
Really? I want to see that. Do you see anything?
Turn your neck. So you have a little bit here,
Yeah.
and then turn the neck on the other side. Okay, so if we were to fix the energy in there,
It would be
you
here, right?
you should be able to see that muscle much more.
Okay.
So there's a physical change noticed from the energy work.
I like that. Interesting.
Very fascinating stuff.
Can you feel anyone that's right now on here live? Can you feel any of their lights or one of them? Like, would you be able to? So
let's
right now
see
we'd
here.
have Cindy, Sarah, Maria, Lori. Am I missing someone? No.
Okay.
That's it.
So let's see here. Let's just go from the bottom up. So Cindy. Cindy has an interesting energy. Normally I can feel dysfunction in people, and I'm not feeling a ton in there. What about 350? So if anyone's familiar with David Hawking's work, he basically put where there's a line of frequency based on a person's vibration of where they're at. And if we look at Dr. Wayne Dreyer's work, if you're familiar with that, he talks about, and you can look him up, one of his famous speeches he talks about is that you can't get apple juice out of an orange. And if we use that on ourselves, that means that if you harbinger these negative emotions, that is what comes out when you're triggered. Instead of the positive emotions that we want to give into. So, for instance, if somebody is not in a state where they can release gratitude, they're not going to, so they're going to appear ungrateful to us. and they're just going to be full of worry, which would be the opposite. And when you're full of worry and anxiety, you can't have the capacity to be grateful, which goes into the psychology of why when we look at people's emotions and what they experience, this all comes to play. But having where you can just remove an energy from yourself, purify it, and then get it to where, okay, now I'm able to experience the positive emotions. That's powerful.
And it's just, I find that it's really hard to shift. So let's say I'm in a bad mood today and people that are surrounding me are very negative. How do you say, like, how can I switch my energy when I'm surrounded by negative people? I think that's the one question that I wanted to bring up on this live, is that a lot of people know how to switch that. They know how to be, happier. They know how to kind of tune in, because I know how to do that. But when I'm surrounded with people that are just constantly negative and I can't get out of that situation. Let's just give you an example. Let's pretend they're in my home or they're in my work environment. I can't push them out. They're in front of me constantly and they're negative. How do I keep myself positive and happy when I'm surrounded by so much? Now, we're starting pretty early on into deep conversations right now, but you know what, it's fine, because you started on Sinri and then we had Sun. Hi, Sun.
Hi, Sun.
Sun just met up with us here. So nice to have you. And so I am wanting to know, how does me, for example, how do I switch to stay in my positive? Because it affects me so much that even though I stay positive and these people are around me bringing me down just because of their attitude, I'm having a hard time. And right now, I'm living it right now.
Okay.
And I'm feeling it, and it's just I can't snap out of it. So can you please help me with that? And I'm sure you guys have come across something similar. And if you are living it or you've lived it, I think Austin is able to show you how to do those. So.
Okay, so when we experience that, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit and I'm going to talk a little bit about the science behind it, so that when I talk about the actual answer to your question, it'll make sense. So if I take and I vibrate in anger, this means that I'm going to be irritated by everything around me. I'm going to be quick to trigger in anger, and I'm always going to have anger pop out in any situation that it has a possibility to. Yes, and that is one of the things that...
My son is so negative and always thinking about bad things happening in the world. Yeah, Sarah, like I am surrounded with someone too right now. I'm not going to get into the details, but it's just draining my energy. And as much as I'm removing myself, it's there, and I have to cross path with this person. I have to be with this person, and it's driving me crazy. And he picked up on that energy without even seeing me today. And when he saw me, he was like, "Oh, I'm already feeling you." So I'm glad that you brought that up, Sarah, because a lot of us have that situation. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of how to get out of that. Please.
Okay.
Please.
It's actually interesting. I can only feel soreness in my throat on the back right side here.
Like right now?
Yep.
And you didn't have that coming in?
I did not have that until I was in your energy field.
That was my fault?
It's okay. It's
He's
okay.
picking up on my negative energy.
It's okay. It's okay.
Like, what's happening?
I'll explain, but let me go back to it here.
Okay.
So you have another individual that vibrates in anger. Well, what are you going to have? Our energy within us magnetically attracts. If anyone is familiar with quantum physics and how they talk about the torus field that's around us, this is where anger is the emotion that's radiated out from you. And what happens is we have clash. So you'll always have that reaction to trigger. Now, if you vibrate in calmness and your other person vibrates in anger, you go next to them, you pick up that anger because negative energy rises, very similar to heat. Which, if I step on another point, if you are having trouble where you're always hot all the time, that is a representation of the negative energy. And it's actually really interesting when you release that. I have been able to even meditate out in 95-degree weather and not burn at all, which is really fascinating because it increases blood flow in our bodies when we don't have negative energy.
So does it have anything to do with hot flashes and being in your 50s and menopausal?
So there is those things, but so say for instance, I used to when I would do medieval fighting, and I would be in armor, and after about 90 seconds, well, and here's the thing. You don't have to forgive them.
Oh, you have to say because not everybody can read it.
So Cindy, you don't have to forgive them.
She wrote, what if you can never forgive a person for something horrible they've done? Absolutely, that is a good one.
You don't have to forgive them, no. Okay, so going back to where if you vibrate in calmness and they vibrate in anger, you pick up a little bit of their anger. If you don't realize that that flood of anger is not yours, you will immediately respond to it, and you will, I call it people go berserk, and then they take and go boom. So then now they're both vibrating in anger again. But if you pick up someone's anger, recognize that it's not yours and there's no reason to be angry, now you can take a little bit of anger from them and you can help purify that space of anger. If we break down everything from my stones to myself to this cup of coffee, we are all made of atoms. And the energy that binds us all together is this energy. So if I sit in a seat that somebody was angry in before and over time, I'm going to pick up that immediately because I'm sensitive to it. So I will feel my hip literally deteriorate right as I am sitting here in the muscles that are affected by anger.
Wow, that's pretty powerful. I mean, just knowing that you're sitting in the seat that someone. This is why I worry. Like if I was to move in a house that, it's a house that's been lived. It's not brand new, and I don't know what went on in that house. Was there anger? Was there a divorce? Was there violence? And then you're walking in, and you're walking in that kind of vibration. And I mean, you can cleanse a house, but can you cleanse it where?
Yes.
Where you can never feel any of that negative energy that was there before?
So here's the thing with it. A lot of people, there's tons of grounding practices and things that people will do to try to cleanse the energy of a place. But is it effective? And that's the thing that you have to look at. If it's not effective, then you're not really doing anything. They did a research study where in quantum physics, they took a slit and they took and shot photons through it, and on the backdrop, they had a camera watching it while they were watching it, and it created one pattern. But when they stopped watching, it created an entirely different pattern. When somebody like myself connects into someone's energy and works with them, I am disconnected from that state. So if somebody is in a space and they're just doing a cleansing without disconnecting and actually feeling a physical change to the space, nothing happened. And this is why people don't believe in this stuff, because the mechanics behind why the things work is not understood. So say for instance, can you feel how your left hip is feeling a little tight as we're sitting?
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, so
yeah.
Watch this.
I do feel that.
Okay, watch this.
Oh, he's gonna do stuff on me. Oh my god.
No, I'm gonna do something to the actual
Okay.
table. So
Okay.
I'm gonna take a deep breath in.
Can I release my breath?
Yes.
Okay, no, I didn't know if I had to hold it in.
No. So just breathe naturally, just
Okay.
nice deep breath in.
Do I have to close my eyes?
You can. I do it because of what I'm visualizing and the better. So when I close my eyes, I'm seeing in my mind's eye the picture of what I want to happen, and then I give it the intention and push.
Okay.
And see, this would be anger towards others. So the person that was sitting here was angry at the world, or they were angry at somebody. So that caused the seat to take on that energy.
Wow.
So there's a couple perception shifts that happen with people. We do everything for ourselves. Everybody does that. So if somebody is watching and they're reacting and things, they're doing things for themselves. If I pay attention to how my spouse or my kids or even people around me behave, and I'm doing it because of the way it will make me look, I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for them. Everybody does things for themselves. So when we understand that,
Oh my God. So Sarah says, I moved into a house where I found out my husband, found out that the husband pushed his wife down the stairs and she lost the baby. After a few months, I felt something evil and saw dark spirit. Oh my God. No, I'm not crazy. Isn't that weird? I just happened to mention that. And when I was saying about being in a house that something happened, that's what I visualized, Sarah. Oh
Yes.
my God.
That
I
that is
visualized how what I was saying and I had no clue. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I'm psychic in a way. I say things and I'll just say them out there. And I didn't get into the details because I don't want to get violent, but I was going to say like a husband was just going to push someone and oh my God, it happened to Sarah. Holy crap.
that's too bad. Have you noticed anything with yourself or those that live in the house with you as far as attitudes and behaviors?
Oh, she said, yeah, because she said, my son is so negative and always thinking about bad things happening in the world. So that's
Okay.
Sarah. So
Yep.
maybe it's that house that's giving her that
Well,
bad
and see,
vibe.
and that's the thing where, in knowing how to effectively ground a space, you can push that energy out.
How does she
see,
do it? Help her? Can we help her?
So I'm going to teach everybody on this live here a meditation technique
Yes.
where if you're in a specific vibration, you can actually change the energy within yourself. You can change the energy within anything you touch and anything in your space.
Oh my God.
One of the
yes.
reasons why you ever known people that they have to go outside to feel normal? And if they're inside, they're always in a state where I can't sit still, I can't do this because I have to go outside.
Yeah.
When we're outside,
Me.
nature is purifying us. And the space that we're in is actually the energy that we have created, the energy that the person around us has had, and anyone that has been in that space. Even the content that we consume creates the energy within us. We are so interconnected, people do not realize it. I didn't understand the interconnected nature of everything until I started raising my vibration. And the more and more I went up and up and up, and I took and started to behave in a different way, I started to notice just how low vibrational in the world around me was.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to say something also that there was a gentleman that I follow online as well, and he was talking about how if you are feeling like you're not connected, because we are wearing shoes that have rubber and we're not connecting with the earth, which is so healing for a lot of us, and we need that in order to live a healthy life. So he goes, you know what? Why don't you just go in nature? And if you don't have nature, but you do have a tree, go to a tree and hug a tree. I know it sounds crazy, but he goes, hug it and stay there and just absorb all of its energy because it is connected to the earth and you're gonna get something that you'll never get before. And so I remember coming home, I drove to my house, went into the backyard, grabbed the first tree I could see and hugged it, and I felt so much better. It's insane how just the tree, you guys, will just help you, even heal you through whatever it is that you're going through. But I just wanted to say that. But definitely get to I can't wait to hear about how to do what you just said where you were going to teach us to do.
So now if we go and we backtrack a little bit and we go to the neck. So I have a unique ability where I'm able to feel a person's energy within my body. So my body will shift and change based on the energy of what I'm around.
Okay.
And I've had to get really good at separating myself when I'm in spaces where if I'm weight training or I'm doing these things, I don't want my tissue deteriorating, which means it's going to tear when I'm training. So in you, I can feel right in here a tightness. And what this means is that there's things that you need to say that you're not saying.
Absolutely. To that person that is stressing me out, I cannot say it just because it upsets them and it makes things worse. So I keep my mouth shut and I'm kind of withdrawing myself from the situation, which is driving me crazy because I'm one that needs to speak. And I've been dealing with this ever since this person is in my circle. So it's because I have something to say and I can't say it. And it's driving me nuts.
So there's an answer to that.
Okay, tell me.
And I know someone else had said that, so Cindy said the person you can't forgive. Well, I'll give you a story. So it's an old story where there's a gentleman that is reaching into a fire pit and he's pulling a snake out of it. And the snake bites him. And then he drops it. He does this over and over and over again until a villager asks him, why do you keep picking up that snake? He says, because the nature of the snake is to bite, my nature is to help. So in understanding people's nature and what's inside them, we now know that how we can react with them. And when you understand that people do things for themselves no matter what it is, that means that you can do things for yourself. And when we hold on to and have attachment to things and it hurts us, is that worth holding on to? Because you know that person is going to behave the way that they're behaving, but it's not about you. But if you hold on to that and you give that energy, it harms you.
I know, but how are you supposed to? Remember, you were getting at.
Yep. So
Okay.
I'll get into that.
Okay.
So when and that's the cool thing with energy work, we're able to push out what we don't want inside us anymore. So if I were to take and go and get into a meditative state and access into my subconscious mind, then I can program it and remove things from myself that I don't want. And we're going to do a little bit of that here in a little bit of a moment. So we're going to see where everybody's kind of at, what they're feeling. I can do a lot of group energy work now, so I can take everybody's frequency in one setting and correct everybody's energy in one shot.
You want to do that at the end? We'll keep it for the end? Did you want to do it now?
I can do it now. Because we can still talk about energy stuff. So,
Okay.
So let's...
We said 30 minutes?
Yep.
I just wanted to keep that as a...
Yep.
It's kind of like a fun thing. Like a...
Well, so that'll be about 15 minutes. So...
Okay.
And then we're going to talk with kind of what everybody felt and kind of experiences and how they were feeling with it as far as how they had that effect from them. So we need to be vibrating on a specific frequency to be able to access our subconscious mind a lot easier. When we are in a lower survival state and we're not able to sit still and we're not able to be in our own space and in our own energy, it's going to be harder. And my recommendation for people with that is to do salt baths or to do their meditations in bath water, because the water is very cleansing. But when you take and give it to program, it'll take and make it to where it's more effective. Like I will do cleansing in my pool in the backyard, and I started recently doing cold plunges. So I'll jump in for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's probably about 48 to 50 degrees. And I will take and meditate after the shock has gone out, where I'm pulling this energy out of myself and purifying my body and feeling my body go back to normal. So I'm not feeling tightness in my hamstrings. I'm not feeling tightness in my glutes and my feet and my calves, because that would be anger. I'm not feeling tightness in my quadriceps. I'm not feeling it in my lower abdomen, my adductors, and even the shins, so around my knees. That would be worry. I'm not feeling tightness in my stomach, around the sides and my love handles, because that would be fear. And I'm not feeling tightness in my chest, going around into my rotator cuff muscles, because that would be anger. I'm not feeling tightness in my spine or my mid-back, because that would be shame. I'm not feeling tightness in around my shoulder blades and down my back all the way down to my hips, because that would be doubt. And
so every part of the body kind of reflects whatever you're feeling in your body. Like, for example, if my throat, I can't talk, it's because there's something I need to say. Or if you have some kind of headache, it's because you're affected a certain way in this area. So I understand. Well, thank you for that, for sharing your experience. I also wanted to start covering on how we can cleanse the house from all this negative energy, because a lot of us are living that right now. And if you have any tips or tricks for us to how we can apply them and see, how we can eliminate that in our lives.
well, let's see where everybody's overall vibration is.
No, I mean, you mean you can't just...
So, like I said, when I was talking about as far as I can feel it, or I can get where people's vibration is and get them up to a state where this will be way more effective. Because if you drop into a state where you're not able to get into a programming state, the meditation is not going to be effective.
But for them to cleanse their house, in order for whatever it is that evil or whatever. Like, for example, Sarah said that, she moved into her house and she's feeling that negativity. Is there any tricks that you can give me or her or anyone watching that can help them start cleansing their home?
Yes, yes.
Okay, but they have to be in a certain vibration state?
Yes,
That's what
they
you
have to
mean?
be in a certain vibration state.
So without even having a vibration state, is there anything you can give us before even getting there? Can we just do it without having any type of vibration?
No,
No?
unfortunately, no.
Okay, I wanted to know.
No, unfortunately, if you're not in a vibration state where you're able to affect your environment, you're not going to be able to.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to understand, because
Yeah.
I couldn't understand why this was so important that you needed to be in a certain state of mind in order to, because when we want to cleanse, we light up something and we do this and it goes away. So we don't need to be in a certain state, although you do have to be receptive, yes, but if you're not, you can still cleanse. I thought it was something that you could do, but it's beyond you. It has to be it's more powerful, right?
Even when you do smudging or you do the crystal healing or you do any of this stuff, if you're not in the vibrational state, it's not going to work.
Okay, so
And
that's
that's-
good to know. When you guys are cleansing your bracelet, definitely, right? You need to be in that state of mind too. Just cleansing it and you're like, well, it's not cleansing and it's not working. It's because you're not vibrating the right way in order to cleanse it. So that would be another.
Yes.
See, we learn every day.
So, for instance, you know how originally the bracelet here, when you had it given to me, it was cleansed by a monk, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, why did that
the
monk's
temple.
why did that monk's energy affect it that way? It was his vibrational state.
True. Absolutely. And everything is blessed that you're going to get from me. And so everything, even our bowls.
So if a person is able to obtain that vibration state of like a monk through just meditation and cleansing out the stuff in them that is not serving them and harming them, well, that's powerful.
So what happens if I'm not tuning in and I'm going to go ahead and try to cleanse my house, for example? What can happen if I'm not, like you said, in that state of vibration?
Well, you're going to notice no changes.
No changes. Okay.
Yep.
Can it be dangerous? Can that pass through me?
No.
That negativity that's in the house? No?
When you're cleansing an energy of a space, you are going to feel it and you're going to be more aware of it.
Okay. And so do you recommend that we leave the doors open and the windows open and just release that? And everybody should do that, you guys. Even if it's a brand new home, you don't know who's coming to your house and have these negative thoughts. You want to cleanse that once in a while, right? Do a deep cleansing of your
So-
house.
That touches on a point. If you're not able to get into the vibrational state, doing something of bringing wind or bringing nature into your home is going to help cleanse it to a point. Yes.
Okay. So now let's learn how to cleanse ourselves. All right, and get to that vibrational state of mind in order so that you guys are able to cleanse that home of yours, right? Or that space that you need.
So everybody at a collective is about 200. So we need to raise that a little bit.
Okay, so he's saying that everybody's at a vibration 200. He just did some kind of calculation with this pendulum right now. Maria says, I feel your energy, Austin. I feel vibration calm. It feels good. He is extremely calm. I'm the opposite. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And whenever I'm with him, I'm like so zen. I'm talking and it's like taking a minute to say something. I can't get my thoughts collect.
That's awesome.
I can't collect my thoughts with you. It's funny because when I'm talking live on my own, I have no problem. Every time I'm with you, I'm like slurping my words and can't find my.
Well, some of that is when the vibration is really high, our minds are clear. We don't have a lot of extra thoughts because we're able to just process what's in front of us.
You make me laugh.
On Monday, last week, I reached this first stage of nirvana, which, if you're familiar with what that is it's a vibrational state of 700, and it's referred to a kind of a mind state as heaven on earth. So you're basically, if we were to look at the lower energy centers in their combination, they vibrate in what would be love, and when we look at the upper energy centers, they vibrate in joy. So when someone's in nirvana, they're in that vibrational state of love and joy in a constant. And they will take in all of the negative energy of everyone around them And then when they purify themselves, they help heal everybody they touch, which is one of the things that energy workers do. We are essentially energy Zambonis. And what I'm going to teach you guys how to do is in a meditation, do the same thing for your environment and yourself.
Right. Maria says, I know, Shelly, and it's just about Austin, your vibration just made me clear mind and felt your vibration energy is healing. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, very welcome.
So, are you ready to do...
Yep. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to take and cleanse my energy for a moment and take and get the stuff working, as it will say, and then we're going to go into it.
Okay.
So everybody get into a comfortable space, if you are, and then we are going to take and go into the breath work here in a moment. All right, what I'm gonna have everybody do, so I like to teach meditation very simply because it doesn't matter if you're doing prayer, if you're doing meditation, mindfulness, what have you, they all function the same way. It helps you get you into your conscious mind. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on the rise and fall of our chest. You can close your eyes and just breathe. Doesn't matter if it comes in and out of your nose, just breathe and be. So we're gonna inhale in. I'm going to focus right here, and we're going to breathe out. Nice deep breaths in and out, feeling the rise and fall of your chest. As you do this, notice how your body feels in the chair, on the bed, wherever you're sitting or lying down. Feel where your tension is at. And kind of let the thoughts in your mind drift away. And as we breathe in, we feel that chest rise. And as we breathe out, we feel it sink. And eventually you're going to feel your diaphragm engage. And your stomach, lower stomach will move. I'm feeling a lot of tightness around the neck here. So that's the first one we're going to address. We're going to go directly to the throat. Pull your attention to right in this area right here. So pull that into your mind. So right in where your voice box sits. And you're going to breathe. You may notice as you can feel tingles, you can kind of feel where there's a little bit of fogginess to the space around you. If you open your eyes, you're going to notice that there's a little bit of a blur to it. And as you breathe, we're going to release the inauthentic energy we have collected. And we're going to breathe it out of ourselves, out of our space, and into the planet. And I'm going to help a little bit here. Let go of any of those feelings of not being heard. Let go of any of those feelings of where you do not listen to yourself for whatever reason that it is. It does not matter. It's not serving you, and we need to let it go. Any feelings of where those around us do not hear us. And any feelings we have of where we don't want to listen to others. And in the last few breaths, you may notice that your neck tightened while that happened. If you can see a clear line of my muscle line is a little bit more intense than it was before. And that's one of the ways that you know. So when we have inflammation sitting around this area here, it is because your throat is in dysfunction for whatever reason. How is your voice, Shelly?
Want me to say something now?
Doesn't her voice
Hello.
sound different?
Do I sound different now? My voice came back a little bit. Hi.
See? So
Thank you.
we released some of the inflammation around your vocal cords, which
Hello.
allowed for better, and yep, see, we can see those lines of that SCM much better now.
Yes. That's awesome.
So,
thank you.
oh, you're very welcome. So when we're in that state, you basically pull yourself through breath work into a meditative state. You feel your space around you as you allow for what's called a deprivation of senses to kick in. And as you keep going deeper and deeper into this, then you pull your focal point where you want. You can, depending on how you do things, I do things because I'm more physically based, so I do things based off of feel. If somebody's more visual based, then they would visualize what they wanted to see. So if I wanted to see my throat, I'd pull that into my mind and I see it. And then what I do is as I'm breathing, I release that darkness. If you're looking in the mind, you'll usually see darkness or shadow around that energy center. If you're doing it from a physical, you'll feel the tension leaving. As you breathe it out of yourself, there is a physical change. And one of the beautiful things is in your space, the chair you're sitting in, the bed you're in, you can even go to where you're feeling your home. And as you do this, you breathe that inauthentic energy out of your space. And you're able to release the things. Because one of the things that I found in vibration, and this has been a beautiful thing, when I hit the vibration of 600, I stopped thinking in duality and I just started to just see just energy. So whether or not something was light or bright, it would take and be. When I took and would see something of darkness, I would be able to see things and it would populate into that. Yes, exactly, Maria. So if we have fear-based things that are going on with us, so if we're seeing shadows, if we're seeing these different things, that means there's fear within inside us. And if we purge that fear energy out of this space. So the next one that I'm going to do is going to be fear. So let's go back into that state. And this will be for you, Sarah. So we're going to take and go. Focus on the breath. Feel ourselves dip into that brainwave state. And we're going to breathe and feel. If you like, you can put your hand right here. It's right in here where the solar plexus sits. And it's going to be hollow if there's fear within you. So I'm going to take and pull everybody's frequency into myself. And we're releasing the fear you have collected. Releasing the fear of all of the things internally towards ourselves. Releasing the fear towards externalities that do not directly have an effect on us. The things we hold on to that are fear-based, based on our success, or based on how we feel. The fear of being known. The fear of how others see us. Releasing all this unwanted energy and pushing it into the planet. Now, because of some of the muscles that this energy center controls, if any of you have a left shoulder tension, there is a muscle that sits right in here on the back here. It's called your serratus posterior. And you may feel as we release this, that area drop and relax. Because as our tissue from negative energy deteriorates, it goes into the other tissues through our fascia and it gets all compartmentalized. And as we breathe out the negative energy within, it comes back to life. It moves correctly. I just felt my oblique kick in there. And let's go a little deeper. So we're going to go, and I'm going to focus a little bit more on you, Sarah, here. We're going to go into the fear within your home, the fear that's radiating everywhere in that space.
There's a lot of movement.
Releasing all of this energy that does not serve you, populates thoughts that do not create the harmony that we want.
Really?
Allowing the light of strength and courage to replace it. How do you feel, Sarah?
Pending her replies. So what does she need to do now at this point, now that she is grounded and you've given her all that knowledge and send subliminally all of that beautiful light? What does she need to do now with this?
So what she needs to do is, one of the things that our fear energy center controls a lot of the organs that produce hormones in our body. So it actually affects your stomach. It affects your esophagus, it affects your kidneys, your adrenals, your pancreas, your liver, your gallbladder. So when we're in fear, we'll actually feel nauseous. So at least that's mainly the one that I know. When I know that I've picked up a lot of fear, I will feel nauseous. So when I feel nauseous or I feel these states, I just go back I go into my state, I breathe, and I push out that fear within me. Anybody, when you get into that state where you're able to access and breathe, you can push it out of your space. You can push it out of anyone that you're around. This is it's not that I am a healer and I'm the only one that can do this. I just discovered the mechanism how all this works through my own journey. And anyone that is an actual healer should be able to teach anyone else to heal.
Well said.
Beautiful, beautiful, Sarah.
At peace. She says she feels at peace. So how does she apply this to her home now? Or you think it's already done through you and into her?
Through what we did today will affect your home. But if you have that fear energy build up, you will have the same things happen again. So it's very simpler to understand is if it is around us or inside us, because we are a temple and we hold in this energy. One of the ways that I can explain it is if I'm having thoughts of fear, then I'm going to be triggering in that state and that's what's going to come out of me. I had a dream recently where I was like, no, I still have fear within me, and I was having thoughts of fear inside my dreams. So that's one of the ways that we can look at some of the things that we experience in our mind as far as how it is affecting us in the state that we're in. The big one that I look at is, of course, I tie everything back to the physical body, where if I don't have full contraction to my obliques or my stomach, or I'm feeling nauseous, or I'm feeling some of the effects of the dysfunctions of my organs inside me, then I know that I have fear, whether or not I'm feeling at the moment. So we pick up this energy, and it doesn't make it to where you're feeling fear now. It means you have the possibility of creating fear thoughts in those environments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So
Absolutely.
through this meditative practice, which I call the quantum force healing method, we can take and get into and ground ourselves, ground our space, and ground everything around us through just a mental meditation of connecting, being present, accessing our subconscious, and then programming our subconscious to breathe it out.
Wow, that's so interesting. My goodness, your mind, I'm telling you, the powers that come out of this gentleman. I wish you guys could have the privilege of sitting here with him and be in his company. He is a huge ball of knowledge and a huge ball of light, and so you guys witness it through the screen. As we said before, there is power there. Even though you are not in front of him, you could still feel his energy and his calmness. And so when it came to doing a group, you said that they were all leveling out at
Okay,
200
let's
energy.
see where we're at
Did
now.
you want to do a group thing, or did we already do that? And then you
We've
just
been doing a group thing the whole time.
Okay, because I know that you kind of went to me with my throat, and you went to Sarah, so I didn't know if that,
Collectively, we're at 400 now. So people are in more acceptance. They're in more of a state of a little bit more of the higher vibrations. You're not in that survival state of feeling grief, feeling anger, feeling worry. You're more in a state of where now you're in acceptance and you're able to experience a state of empathy, of where you just kind of feel love within inside you. I am noticing that there is a constant sadness that I'm feeling, so let's address that. And you can go back into the breath if you like with me, or I can just do it on everybody here at this moment.
So this is just someone random in the group here. So he's been doing healing for the group, and he's picked up on me, obviously, because I'm closest, but he's picked up also, let's see here, he's picked up on Sarah, and I think now he's picked up on someone that's sad, is what he's saying. Just in case you're not, you haven't understood so far. But as he does his work, he'll just pick up on different things here and there, and we'll try to see. He'll try to work on that person without even us knowing who it is. It could be even me, or it could be you. So it is very random, but it's a group session that we're doing right now. Because that's why when you said group and then you said me, I felt that maybe just because I'm closer, it might be targeted to me at this point. But then you are picking up on everyone else's energy, correct?
So while it is targeted towards you, what I was feeling there as a direct,
Yeah.
everybody experienced a release to their throat. Everybody
Everyone?
experienced a release to the stomach.
okay.
Everybody experienced a release to the chest now that I just did here, where there's just a little less sadness. It's hard to find joy. I find a lot of people, and it's actually kind of sad in itself. If you were to Google joy, it is one of the lower things that people look at. So we escape, we run from things because we are not able to experience joy. And it's because we're full of all of this sadness, we're full of all this grief, because we carry it around with us like this emotional baggage. And when we release it, we no longer have those feelings of sadness. And one of the powerful things that I will say near the end here, if you remember back to what I talked about with anger, where people would attract anger, you also attract sadness. So when I take and say that I want to have a partner, I want to have somebody that I'm connecting with, I'm going to only attract people with what I have inside me. So if I'm vibrating in sadness, I'm going to find somebody else that vibrates in sadness from that. If I have doubt in me, I'm going to find someone that has doubt. So when we're doing these different interactions with people, understanding that's the energy within inside us, that gives us a tremendous amount of power in our manifestations, in what we're trying to create in the world within us. Because now you know that when you release what's inside, you can now replace it with its opposite. So if I'm vibrating in sadness, pulling that sadness out of myself, I can now start to vibrate in joy and create where I get those moments of joy that take and help uplift my spirit, help create.
Okay, Sinray says, I had joy at one time, and that joy turned to sadness 32 years ago around this time. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Senrei went through a lot, and then she lost, I believe, a child. So it was
I'm
really
sorry to hear that, Cindy.
Yeah.
How are you feeling now after we had cleansed that? You were what I was probably picking up on.
And especially the holidays, you guys, is hard. Not everybody, I know there's a lot of pressure of being a happy family. It's a joyous time of the year, and let's be happy, and presents, and people might be struggling financially. Other people have lost loved ones. Some people are alone for the holidays. It's not easy for everyone, and what you need to find is not joy in things that you do, but more joy within yourself. All right, take it little strides at a time, and just try to think, what is it do I have now? Do I have my health? Yes. Do I have a wonderful children? Yes. Do I have this beautiful person here that took the time out of his schedule to come and spend the day with me? I'm appreciative of little things, you guys, and that's where I find joy this holiday season for me. It's not the big picture. It's not wanting to be perfect and have the husband I've always dreamt of and the perfect kids that I've wanted, and it's never going to be that way. It's little moments leading to what I want. That's the journey that's going to be so beautiful. Sinray says crying right now. I am so sorry, honey. Let me pass on to Austin and see what he can do. She's feeling pain right now.
Are you starting to feel it lift at all, Sindri? It does feel like it released quite a bit. Do you feel like some of that sadness has left you? I also wanted to let everyone know here, I just finished writing my new book, which is going to be called The Art of Healing. It should be dropping here worldwide. I'm still working on the publisher, so it'll probably take me a couple months. But look out for it. I'm really excited to share my journey from someone that was so selfish and someone that only cared about themselves to where I am now. And sharing a bunch of things that help people be able to do their internal work and their internal journey to be able to reach a state of mind to attract the things that they want and create the kind of life that they would like living with their purpose. It is a little bit of a detailed book, but I think that it will help everybody no matter where they are on their journey. And I'm very excited to take and share it. It took me, I've been trying to write this book for about 4 years, and it took me only till recently where I was in a mind state where I was able to say that my story is worth listening to and that I am valuable.
Aww. Congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
I'm very, very
so
excited.
proud of him. He worked so hard, and you've come so far, and if this can help and just getting the word out there, and I'm definitely going to leave a link down below when your book is ready, or even, if you know where they can find it and pick it up. Is it going to be on Amazon? Do you know?
I'm working with a couple different, we actually just hired a new business coach for me and my business partner, and he has a publishing company, so I may go through him, I may go through Amazon. I still need to do some touch up and edit and pictures because right now it's just words. And it's like reading, if you've read the Body Keeps a Score, it's kind of in that same context to where it's pretty detailed. I didn't want to leave anything out because I wrote it for people of various different things. Have you ever read a book where you get one piece of information from one part of the story when you read through it, and then you get to where you're in a different state of mind, you read through it again, you get a little higher level. So I wrote it where it can be read over and over and over again to give you different pieces of nuggets. I've had tons of books that I have read where I would read it once and I would go, okay, that was interesting. And then after I healed from some stuff and I took and was able to raise my vibrational level, I got some more pieces of information from it. So I'm really excited about this. I do my actual first, I'm going to do a live healing session here on Tuesday, which I'm pretty excited about and speaking.
Nice. I'm so excited that you told me about that. He's going to be standing in front of a huge audience, right?
Yes.
It's going to be big. Oh my God. I'm so excited. I love to see people, succeed. I like to help people succeed. And if my channel can help, and if I know you guys are amazing, I will absolutely buy it. Sarah said, thank you so much.
No, thank you, thank you.
I'm amazing.
Now, is there, I do like to have feedback on my things. Is there anyone that didn't feel anything today from what I shared?
You guys be honest, it's okay. This is a learning process for both of us as well. So, your honesty is absolutely respected.
I've always learned more from the feedback that would normally feel unwanted, which it's funny that when I was in a unhealthy state, I didn't used to take criticism very well. I didn't used to take these. My reason for doing things is because I want to create connections and alignments with people to be able to help uplift and inspire. So if there's something that I can do better in my message, absolutely I will try.
Oh, well, with that, you guys, I'm gonna say that it's the end already. It's already been an hour, and we had such a wonderful time. I'm gonna push it back so we can see both in the frame because we've been going back and forth. But thank you so much for coming and joining my beautiful followers, my babies, my love. I love you guys. Thank you so much for making this possible, because without you guys, obviously, he wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be here. And I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. And Austin Henry says, Austin, thank you so very much, but I don't know how to let go. And then Sarah said, even my husband did, and he is watching with me.
Well, that's very awesome, Sindri, and that's okay. It's all a process, and one of the most important lessons, and I'll leave it with this final word, or final statement, I should say. We are where we are, and that's okay. We don't have to be anywhere else than that. What you're feeling is real, and it's okay. And we have to be okay with that. And as you continue to grow and heal, it'll become easier. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone.
Oh, thank you so much for those kind words. You are here in prayers, Sinray, always. Love you, everyone. Thank you so much for following me, and thank you again for tuning in today. Don't forget to tune in next weekend, you guys. I can't wait to see you. I love you all. Love you. Hopefully you guys have a great holiday next weekend. Not sure if I'm going to be doing my live since it is a holiday weekend. I want you guys to spend time with your family, your loved ones. Eat all you can. Don't get sick, and don't drink and drive. Please stay in peace. Love you all. Bye, guys. See you. Thank you again. Bye.